guys, this is Kelly. I am back with another layout. This process video is for Citrus Twist, and I am using the December main kit and the December Project Life kit. So I just posted an unboxing video that should have gone up yesterday, and I've already made one layout with the main kit, and in this layout I am combining the papers in the Project Life kit as well as the main kit. So that blue floral and that white the white pattern paper with the letters on it, those are both from the main kit. So with the sketch that I am using today, it calls for several different paper layers, and ideally this would be a good sketch for you to use after you have either, use your kit for a few layouts, or if you're going into your scraps. But this is my second layout with the kit, so I am having to cut up some different scraps. I had these papers that I wanted to use with this particular photo, which is why I am actually cutting up different papers as opposed to trying to use some of the scraps from the main kit. I felt like these papers that were in the Project Life kit fit the photo better, which is, why I'm using them. So that plus sign paper is one of my favorites from the Project Life kit. I don't know what appeals to me so much about that. I think it's fresh, it's fun, it's different, and I really wanted to make sure that you could see that pattern. So this picture is of my daughter. She was in 3rd grade. She is artistic, and she had several different pieces of artwork that were shown on display through her elementary career and her career. Well, and this one I was able to get a picture of her with. Sadly, there was a couple that for whatever reason I didn't get the notice that were on display, so I missed a few of them. But this one I did get, and she just looks so happy. It was pretty exciting for her. The art teacher selected, I think, 2 or 3 from the entire 3rd grade class, and I think there was either 4 or 5 classes that year. So, for hers to be selected, it was pretty good. So I just wanted to get this on a layout, and I'm going to use the beautiful puffy stickers that came with the Project Life kit. I was so excited about that. I knew that I wanted to use the blue letters, so I wanted to make sure that that blue pattern paper with the light pink hearts took up a large enough real estate on the page just so that it would tie together. So I'm starting to like the way that the layout is coming together. It is very fiddly for reasons that I'm not working with scraps. And it's much easier when you're working with scraps because what you have is what you work with. You can trim them down, maybe you can cut it and extend it to, make it a little bit longer, but what you have is what you get. And when you're cutting down, these papers are 6x8 or 12x12 papers, it does take you a little bit longer, or it takes me a little bit longer just to get the size that I want. So I have already cut apart this yellow tag. It is from the exclusive printable that comes with the kit, and I believe this tag was with the Project Life kit. At this point, I am dumping all of my December supplies with the Citrus Twist together. I do keep them separate for the first layout that I make, and I make the first layout be a main kit only. We like to give you inspiration with just the main kit for those who only get the main kit. And I like that we do that because, when I subscribe to kits before, that is, sometimes only in your budget is just the one kit. So at this point, though, I have thrown things together. So I'm just moving my paper layers and my photograph, and I'm just trimming down a little bit, trying to make everything fit where I want it to fit. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with the title. I wasn't sure if I wanted to try to use that tag for the title, but I really liked the yellow tag to the right of the photo. The sketch calls for it at the bottom left, but you know, a sketch is just a jumping off point. You guys have heard me say this time and time again, and I really, you know, at this point feel like it needs to be on the left just because it's going to balance some of the things that I want to use on the layout. So the exclusive die cut that comes with the Project Life kit had these sweet little faces. I love emoticons, so does my daughter. She uses them all the time, and the little smiley face worked very well over the little tag that said be original. So I'm just going to trim up a few more of the labels. I am a label fanatic, and one thing that Trina does with these kits is she provides plenty of labels that are coordinated with the kits. So you can definitely cut them out, trim them out, and use to your heart's content. And I guarantee you that you will finish your kit before you have finished your layouts, unless you do one entire layout full of labels. So I was looking through and I felt like that I needed one more paper layer, even though the sketch did not call for it. And I felt like this wood grain just really helped bring a little bit of warmth to the page, and it helped to ground the entire paper cluster. So that is why I chose that. I did like the pale green and white diagonal stripe. I love a diagonal stripe, and I did feel like the pale green worked well. But there was something about the warmth that I felt like the layout needed. And it also pulled in a few of the colors that are in the photo. I'm not so sure how well that translates when you're watching the video, but when you have the layout in person, you definitely see the warmth that it brings. So I had these squares, and I decided that I was going to put them in both of the corners. Again, the layout or the sketch doesn't call for it, but I felt like my layout needed it. This would be a great sketch to size down to an 8.5 by 11. And because I do 12 by 12, or now I'm doing traveler's notebooks, I just, you know, with all that wide open space, I tend to like to frame my layout or add photo corners, and the addition of the photo corners for me did a couple of things. First, it brought a little glimpse of that greenish turquoise color down to the bottom that is in the paper layer, and I'm going to use an embellishment, that arrow that says this story. So it helps to bring that color throughout the page, and the yellow just brightens it up as well, and it brings the yellow to that side of the page as well. So these puffy stickers are amazing, and there's several stars, and I'm just going to play around with them and add a few stars to two of the clusters. This page is a little bit different. I have 3 clusters, but one of them can actually be read as one big cluster, starting from the tag all the way up to the stars. And I'm okay with that, just having the 2 clusters. Usually I like to have 3, but in this layout, with the diagonal flow, I think it all flows well together. So for me, I'm not going to make something be a specific way just to do it if I feel like the page is already working. So I am just going to use 2 stars up in that upper right hand cluster and 3 in the bottom. And I'm looking through, I'm trying to figure out, I wanted to do a little bit of stitching, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to stitch through the letters or stitch through the tag. So that's kind of where, you know, when you see me pointing back and forth, it's me talking to myself, trying to figure out what I want to do. So I'm just going through things now, trying to figure out anything else I want to add. I love that bow. I wanted to add it, but when I put it on with the page, I just didn't like the way that it worked. I love everything that's included in that thicker sheet, but it just, for what I have going on, I just didn't like it. And I really wanted to include a heart on this story. So it said, you know, heart this story, love this story. But I didn't want to introduce another color. I didn't have pink or red anywhere else on the page. And I didn't want to have to try to introduce a few more of the embellishments. So this is my compromise. This is a pale pink that is in the photo. This is a sticker sheet that comes with the embellishment kit, and just adding a couple of the labels into my clusters just brings out that pale pink, and sorry for my head, and just brings that together, and that does what I was looking for with the heart. So that's it for me today, and of course there was Romeo. I thought I was going to make it through without an appearance, but you heard him. I hope you guys have a great day. I will be back tomorrow with another process video, and I will have a few more coming up. So thanks so much for joining me. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.